What's up, guys? SirAllAboutMusic here, bringing another album review. This is the album review in between my REM series, and today I'm going to be doing Television's 1975 release, Marquee Moon. It's their debut album, and this is my first iconic album. And iconic albums are albums that have a large influence on a group of people or, a movement. And Television had a really big influence on the punk movement, especially. More on the New York scene, because I mean that's where they were from. Richard Hell being part of the Heartbreakers before Television, and not so much on the British scene. But Marquee Moon definitely is an iconic album. It definitely has a lot of clout. It's very important. Also, this is my first requested album review. Shout out to Fudge Bison. He asked me to review Television's Marquee Moon, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Getting right to it, originality gets an 8. You can hear the influence of bands like the Quicksilver Messenger Service and the Velvet Underground on the album. There aren't like specific parts where, oh yeah, well, they ripped that off. But you can hear the influence, you can hear where ideas come from. So, originality gets an 8. The songs are all original, great album, but you can definitely, it's easy to hear some of the influences sometimes. I like this album a lot. Mostly it's the first 4 songs those really get my attention. The last 3 not so much. I think they're a little I don't know. It just, when I listen to the album, by that time it just gets kind of old. So I usually just stick with the first 4. Production is, production gets a 9. It's beautiful production. Everything fits together perfectly. Everything's clear. The album was produced by Andy Johns and Tom Verlaine. Tom Verlaine is one of the 2 guitar players from Television. And they just did a great job on this. So production gets a 9. Flow gets a 9. All the songs fit together. There aren't any real stickouts or things that don't mesh with the album as a whole together. Everything fits really well together. Best song on here is Venus, song playing right now. I love this song is so much based in the rhythm, and a lot of the songs on Marquee Moon are. But for me, I mean everything, even the lead guitar, especially the lead guitar, is rhythm based. It doesn't just meander. It's not very it's a rhythmic song. It's very rhythmic, and I love rhythmic songs. I love listening to songs and being able to feel that groove. And they're everything in this song is just so rhythmic, and it's beautiful the way that the band pulls it together. So Venus definitely the best song. The worst song is kind of hard to determine. This is one of those albums that really doesn't have a bad song. But if I had to pick the weakest one, it would have to be Guiding Light. Like I said, by the time that you get to the second half of the album, the songs to me seem to be old. And out of those, Guiding Light has to be the worst. So, I'd definitely be the worst for me. So, this is an iconic album because it brings a minimalist approach to music. During the 70s, you got a lot of progressive rock bands like Rush and Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer that were just coming up with these big, lush compositions. Television gets rid of that, and that's what the point of the punk movement was, but Television gets rid of that and approaches music in a minimalist view, but it keeps some of the experimentation and the higher level of composition that progressive bands had. This is not the Sex Pistols. This is not straightforward, ballsy rock. This has a certain intelligence to it, and I hate to use that word I don't want to, like say this is only for certain audiences, but it has a certain culture to it. It really does. New York was more of an art punk scene. It wasn't really the what I see as a true punk rock of England. But that minimalism did have an effect on the way that the English punk bands viewed music. So that's why it's an iconic album. And overall, this album gets an 8.5 out of 10. Good score. So, yeah, that's my review. Television's Marquee Moon, 1975. Oh, I'm sorry, 1977. 1977. It was recorded in 1975. So, as always, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. A certain album you want me to review. Shoot me a PM. I'll be happy to get around to it. This is the first user-requested album. Flaming Lips, Embryonic, released tomorrow. I will be buying it, I will be bringing it home, and I will be opening it with you. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be doing a review of that. And that's been all. This is SirAllAboutMusic, and I'll see you guys next time.